Welcome back. The Face-Off, Friday night. With me, Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi Butambala and Charles Romshana. Okay. Quickly, gentlemen. One, in regional terms, you have presidents in this region that have put in a leg and time. They've done everything, and there is that impression of the African solution for African problems. They've given it a shot. They've discussed the modalities. Why is the pessimism in you such that it is impossible to have a solution homemade in Africa?
You see, when you hear them talk about a solution...
Because, hold on, Charles. You're saying the protagonists may be the Africans, one, because the allegation, I remember the other day David Pukol here saying that you have Ethiopia in the play, you have Khartoum in the play, you have Kampala, you have Kenya that is trying to play the big boy and settle the situation. All of them are at table.
You see, by the way, these states are not. These states also are surprised. The way these dictators meet somewhere and agree on how to suppress their people, the people are also beginning to meet and agree on how to liberate themselves. The only difference is that when the people meet on how to liberate themselves, they are called terrorists by the oppressors. We were in Congo, in the DRC. You remember? Recently. And we are not there. But before we were ejected, there was talk of the African solution because UN had failed. So there was a definition of negative forces, and we were thinking of entering in, but under a neutral force, another African neutral force. Did the neutral force come in place? No. We were ejected. But you hear we were ejected by a brigade from Tanzania, and it lost how many? 2 soldiers. Did you follow? 2 soldiers. That you had the combat of 1 brigade hitting M23 and Nebijigenderako in less than 5 days. It is wiped out, but for the other ones, they lose only 2. And you are having 3 battalions that make a brigade covering the entire stretch. Which kind of magic is that? So who is that force that ejected us? Now you have lost that area as a rear. And then you now have another rear.
Of course, your impression, Charles.
Yeah, but you now have less than 2 minutes.
Yes, which I find very problematic, is you assume that to be able to keep your security in your compound, you need to do your buffer in my compound.
I'm coming to, you see, that's why the complication is, you look at your survival in the terms, because that's how you constructed it, and it incited enemies. That was the original plan, which resulted into a problem. So how do you solve the problem? Now, when you are fighting Kon, you occupy Ngomoromo. So not Ngomoromo, Imatong Hills, mountains, which is in South Sudan. And now we are in Central Africa. So South Sudan was a rear for UPDF. And they are contesting to take it away. So you now lose 2 rears. You lose South Sudan, you lose Congo. So therefore, what is the reality? To face the enemy have been fighting in the exterior, in the interior. And what are the implications? You remember there is when these transformers were burnt in Marago. You remember?
When they caught fire.
Yeah, they caught fire. I have not said they caught what. So power can go off. Water can go off. We have food that can't last us for more than 3 days in Kampala. You have fuel at panic buying 1 day, but maximum is 3 days. Charcoal, very few have a sack. That is 3 days. And water, which I've already discussed. So in the case of a problem, people will not have food, they will not have water, they will not have charcoal. Where will they move? They either move to IDPs to be fed by the UN, or they walk home. If I'm to walk with a family of 5 children to Rukunjiri, I can tell you I will reach with a balance of either 0 or 1. If you look at the scenario, the situation is so complex. And I think this is what informs President Museveni's mind to take the UPDF in South Sudan to build a wall. And I thank you that we are discussing this. If there is any topic that Ugandans should be comparing President Museveni's account, is the foreign policy in relation to South Sudan. Because if that, we call it dike, if it collapses,
and the water comes down on us.
And the water comes down on us, my dear, I tell you, in Kampala, it will be a different song.
Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi, do you buy into, very briefly, do you buy into Romshana's perspective that to be able to buffer your home, you need to be able to be in the neighbor's compound. You need to be able to be in the neighbor's backyard to be able to buffer your home.
Yeah, it is so critical. Charles, if you've looked at the map, okay?
Very briefly, we have
Yes,
to go.
And you stretch from Ethiopia, where South
It's a
Sudan,
swamp.
okay?
So up to Karamoja.
And then you come up
Kapoweta, where?
to come to Karamoja, go with that swamp, that go through
Up to Mbale.
up to Mbale and go through all that. Then you stretch it to Eastern Congo, okay? And then you go deep into Eastern Congo. And then you go that forest.
Then I can see you had some serious discussion in that briefing. Because we didn't have time to discuss it.
Who
Carry
tells
on.
you that I don't know geography?
It was serious.
That
If I told you that, then they were sensible. It was Kanaga.
Carry on.
No. And then that you go up to Darfur, okay? And you go up to Central African Republic. If you
I
know
can
the
see the
stretch,
dangers on there.
you see the stretch. All that territory is not governed by any state. All that stretch of land, no state has inherent control. Inherent that is acceptable. It is a region in some kind of quasi-imbalance. It poses a danger to any government, especially the most one that is in imminent danger are two. Rwanda
And Uganda. Therefore,
and the stakes are that high.
Less than a week, they are finished. You will be right in
And the
history.
stakes are that high.
therefore,
Therefore, what takes place in Sudan, that's why I've said you've got to bring in the regional players and say, where is Khartoum?
Therefore, there is no way out.
no, you can't be that terrible.
No. The Central African government was overthrown. Finished. Salva Kiir, he permanently with the handkerchief, white handkerchief in the eyes. Things are bad.
Honorable Mwanga, do you believe, Charles, that therefore doom, lo and behold?
Something miraculous will have to happen.
On whose side?
This one has now gone to Swala. The other one
No, I've
will
not
go
gone
for
to
the
Swala.
wrong
I know why I'm saying.
Yesterday I posted that God is angry. That's why it's raining during census.
Viewers, it's been a pleasure having you here this evening. Thank you very much, Honorable Mwanga. I know we grabbed him on a rather short notice. Asante sana Charles Romshana. David Pukol, I think he's out of town. And he will be able to join us. Of course, Mwanga plays the substitute player on the short. And if he scores goals, he may graduate into the first team.
And God is great.
Until we meet next Friday on the Face Off, good night.